Welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on goats on this channel. And today we're dealing with Eminem, Leaving Heaven, featuring Skylar Grey. We're continuing this Music to Be Murdered By album reaction. Shout out to everybody on the Patreon. If you're seeing this for the first time on YouTube, just know you can join the family. Hit the description box below. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, man. Join the Patreon today, man. Join the Patreon. If you're an Eminem fan, we got everything from the Relapse all the way to Music to Be Murdered By, man. It's been a fun journey so far, but let's not waste no more time, man. Leaving Heaven.
Yeah, knew this day was coming. Sometimes you gotta come back down.
I'm going to hell now, man.
Stoop to someone's level.
Yeah. 5 dozen flies buzzing over your head. Call me the Grim Reaper. Sleep is my cousin. You're dead to me now, and I'ma be the last face you see before you die, cousin. My eye are tigers, and I'm a survivor, so I will rise up and be triumphant. Cause when I'm looking at my legacy, bunch of dogs trying to dry hump it like Triumph the puppet. So I'm like, fuck it, pot of carnage up till it's so high it's touching the sky. Let them all line up in the tag, single filing up in the stack. Call them toy soldiers, yeah, cause they just wind up on their backs. Now the sky is nothing but black, but I am not coming back. I done told ya, I told the woke me to go to sleep, but still they keep on provoking me. They're hoping to see me completely broken emotionally. But how in the fuck am I not supposed to be woke when these fuckers just keep poking me now?
I'm leaving heaven. Woo! I'm leaving heaven. Angels won't find me where I am going.
Dog, oh my god, this is so different. This is so different. One thing I've noticed by Eminem's journey, man, is just how much of a, I'm not even gonna say risk taker he is, but just how much of a creative genius he is. Because like, he just sounds so different on every album, dog. Like, you can't, I don't think there's not a set of 2 albums that he's ever created that sounded alike. This might be the first time 2 albums sound alike, because it's a side A and side B. So this might be the first situation where 2 albums sound alike. But for the most part, he never sounds alike. The Slim Shady LP don't sound nothing like the Marshmallows LP. That don't sound nothing like the Eminem Show. That don't sound nothing like Encore. Relapse. Come on, man. I can go down the list. Recovery. What's the order? Music to Be Murdered By. Excuse me. Marshmallows LP 2. Oh, can't forget Hell the sequel, Bad Meets Evil. Like, bro, he never sounds the same. Like, in every rapper, your favorite rapper, all the GOATs, they sound the same. You know what I'm saying? They sound like same flows, same stories, just different ways to deliver it. Eminem might have the same stories, but dog, never the same flows, never the same sound, different production every time. This right here is probably the most, like, I'm not gonna say weird, because it's not weird. The beat is fire. It's just like, you just don't expect it, though. You just don't expect it. I had to get the lyrics pulled up. I already knew this was gonna be a doozy. He said, 5 dozen flies buzzing over your head. Call me the Grim Reaper. Sleep is my cousin. Shout out to Nas. Ren did the Nas retake, but you know Nas. No, I never sleep because sleep is the cousin to death. He kind of made that popular. I think Rakim said it first in '88, but Nas definitely made that popular in 91 or 92. I forget when that was. But he said, call me Grim Reaper, sleep is my cousin. You're dead to me now, and I'm going to be the last face you see before you die, cousin. Because you died, cuz in my eye of the tigers. I thought he said cussing, but yeah, okay. So he said cuz in my eye. Oh, it could be a double. That could be a double, but that could be like somewhat of a homophone. But he said, I'm going to be the last face you see before you die. Cause in my eye are the tigers. I'm a survivor, so I will rise up and be triumphant. Cause when I'm looking at my leg, I see that was fire. That was fire. My leg. I'm looking down at my leg, but when I'm looking at my legacy, a bunch of dogs trying to dry hump it, like Triumph the puppet, which is dope because he just said be triumphant, right? Be triumphant. And then later on he says like dogs, you know, dogs trying to hump my leg, but also Triumph the puppet, he used to have beef with back in the day. Yeah, I remember that. But he said like Triumph the puppet, so I'm like, F it. He said, pile the carnage up till it's so high, it's touching the sky. Let them all line up and attack. This is fire. He said, single filing up on the stack. Call them toy soldiers, because they just wind up on their backs. That was fire, dog. That might have been I think that was the hardest bar. so far. In that verse, that might have been the hardest bar. Like Toy Soldiers, because of the connection with him making Toy Soldiers a song. Cool. He's talking about these rappers, call these rappers Toy Soldiers because they just wind up on their backs. They verse me, they wind up in the backs. But you know, Toy Soldiers, you wind them up on their backs. I'm sure y'all caught that. But that's just fire though. That might be the hardest bar. Yeah, might wind up on their backs. He said, now the sky's nothing but black, but I'm not coming back. I done told y'all. I told the woke me to go to sleep. Oh. So that's kind of like a revival, another revival nod, right? Because they said Eminem was super woke on revival and stuff like that. So he said, I told the woke me to go to sleep, but still they keep on provoking me. They hoping to see me completely broken emotionally. But how in the fuck am I not supposed to be woke when these fuckers just keep poking me? They keep poking that bear. Y'all keep poking me, and that's why I'm always on y'all ass. That's why I'm always snapping on them, right? They keep poking the bear. It's a different type of woke. You know what I'm saying? He's not talking about, woke society. He's talking about, y'all keep poking me and provoking me. That's why y'all get in this crazy side of me. But hold on, dog. That hook is simple, right? The hook is simple. I'm not gonna front. I'm leaving heaven. But I just like it though. Angels won't find me where I am going. I forgot how she sang it, but yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna run that back one more time.
Stoop to someone's level.
Yeah. 5 dozen flies buzzing over your head. Call me the Grim Reaper. Sleep is my cousin. You're dead to me now, and I'ma be the last face you see before you die, cousin.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he was trying to say like before you die, you're gonna be cursing. Like you're gonna be like, you son of a bitch, and I'm gonna be the last face you see before you die, cussing. Cause it sounds like cussing, but it also now that I've read it, now it's starting to sound like cuss in my Eye of the Tiger. I don't know, but I think it's both. I think it's always both with him.
And I'm a survivor, so I will rise up and be tried.
Also, the Eye of the Tiger, I'm Eye of the Tiger, the song, and then it's just dope the way he said it. In my Eye of the Tigers, I'm a survivor, so I will rise up and.
Because when I'm looking at my legacy, a bunch of dogs trying to dry hump it like Triumph the puppet. So I'm like, fuck it, pot of carnage up till it's so high it's touching the sky. Let them all line up in the tag, single filing up in the stack. Call them toy soldiers, yeah. Cause they just wind up on their backs. Now the sky is nothing but black, but I am not coming back. I done told ya, I told the woke me to go to sleep, but still they keep on provoking me. They're hoping to see me completely broken emotionally. But how in the fuck am I not supposed to be woke when these fuckers just keep poking me now?
I'm leaving heaven. I'm leaving heaven.
Hey, that hook hitting now. That hook hitting now, boy.
Angels won't find me where I am going.
Let's get it.
I've been down kicked like around 6,000 times since I was a kid. As a child, picked up clown dick.
It's crazy. What is he doing right now with this flow? What is he doing? It's crazy, dog. How many different ways did he rap? Just think about when he said single filing up on a stack, call them toy soldiers, because they just wind up on their backs. Like, that's one flow. Then he's like, but I done told you, I done went to go to sleep, but you keep provoking me emotionally. And now he's like, I done bit down, kicked like 6 rounds this, then times I was a kid. Like, what is that, dog? How does he do all these different flows, bro? It's crazy, bro.
I'm leaving heaven. Angels won't find me where I am going.
I've been down kicked like around 6,000 times since I was a kid. As a child, picked up clown dick. Countless times I've been out it. Gotta remind myself of it every now and then. So the route I went, self-empowerment in a hole. Taught myself how to get out of it and balance it with talents wit. Cause life is like a penny. Cause it's only 1% who overcome the shit they learn to win. I went A-ball like what my back was up against. Don't tell me about struggle, bitch. I lived it. I was 5 or 6 the first time I got my hind end kicked. Malcolm Isaac and Boogie jumped me and took my tricycle. And I don't know if I would call that white privilege.
Talk about it.
But I get it, how it feels to be judged by pigment. Besides getting it from both.
Bro, what did I say, bro? Y'all probably don't remember this. I did a video back in I think July or something like that. It's been a minute. It's been almost a year. But I talked about Eminem's struggle and how he relates to black people so much more than they may realize it, right? He knows what it's like to be outed, right, and judged for his pigmentation. Completely judged and outed, gatekeeped from the gates of hip hop. Something that he loves, something that he wants to be a part of, right? And they gatekeep him. Why? Simply because he's white, and that's allowed in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's just like on a lower level, that's allowed, not on a higher level, but on a lower level, like in the streets, you trying to battle, like that's just a common thing. You go see these battle rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like black rappers could just say a whole bunch of racist stuff to a white rapper, and a white rapper has to find a slick way to counter that, and he can never say anything too racist, because if he does, he's out of here, right? So that's crazy. So that just shows the double standard right there, right? But let's talk about this flow for a second before we talk about the context, because I love the context of what he's talking about right now. And honestly, he's never spoken about this. This is the first time I've ever heard him, like up until this point, we've done every album. So like this is the first time he's ever spoken on white privilege, pigmentation, how he knows how it feels to be like, that's ballsy. Even that, the black hip hop culture might have something to say about it, right? But I'm glad he said it, because this is important. This is like 2020, so yeah, this is important. This kind of like, not to bring up Tom, because I know a lot of y'all aren't Tom fans, but this is kind of stuff Tom brings up like on a regular basis, right? He just says it in a louder, different way, in a way where people don't like to hear it, you know what I'm saying? Eminem kind of said it in a slick way where people still might have a problem with it, but at the end of the day, it's a fact. You feel me? It's a fact. But what I noticed though, before we talk about the flow, he said Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie. Bro, he mentioned, this is how you know this is real resentment, real pain, real, like something, it's something real. Why? Because he mentioned those same dudes. I don't know if he mentioned all three of them, but let me see. Malcolm, Isaac, Boogie. Yeah, those are the three names he mentioned on the song with Grip. I love that song. Y'all know how I felt about that Grip verse. One of the best verses ever next to M. That's one of the best verses I've ever heard anybody rap next to M, dog. But yeah, on that song, I forgot what the name of the song. Shoot. I forgot the name of the song, but it was on Grip's album. Y'all know what song I'm talking about. But on that verse, Eminem spit, he had mentioned something about Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie taking his bike. It's crazy because he mentions it again right here. He said, Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie jumped me and took my tricycle. He said, and I don't know if I will call that white privilege. Yeah, but I get it. Yeah, I just like the angle he's going at right now. I'm gonna let him finish his verse because his flow is crazy.
Was 5 or 6 the first time I was like a penny, cause it's only 1%. Gotta remind myself of it every now and then. I've been down kicked like around 6,000 times since I was a kid. As a child, picked on clown, dick, countless times I've been outed. Gotta remind myself of it every now and then.
Yo, that is just crazy right there. That is nuts, bro.
Route I went, self-empowerment in a hole. Taught myself how to get out of it and balance it with talents with, cause life
with talents with, bro. That is the most craziest M flow I've ever heard, dog. And I'm gonna say crazy because like obviously he had some crazy flows in his day, but this right here, this set of 8 bars right here, this is the most like unorthodox, weird. I know he did this on Shady 15, but not this right here, but he done weird flows on Shady 15. But dog, this right here, this is like weird and it's good. It's pleasant. I didn't love all those flows he did on Shady 15, but this right here, no, I love this right here.
a penny, it's like a penny, cause it's only 1% who overcome the shit they underwent. I went AWOL like what my back was up against.
Life is like a penny because there's only 1% who overcome the I underwent. Right? Only 1% is gonna go through everything I went through and get through. But not only get through. Let's not just focus on him going through what he went through and he got through and he didn't kill himself. Thank God, right? Forget that. Everything he went through with his mom trying to kill him, mom making him sick, getting bullied in the neighborhood, getting older, hitting that teenage time, right? And not able to get into this culture of hip hop, right? Now he's getting pushed out of them, getting bullied by them at the same time, being racially profiled, and just being and facing racism, right? In the reverse way, right? So it's like for people to be like, oh, you can't be racist if you're black. This is clear racism. This man's a certain pigmentation that doesn't align with theirs, so they isolate him. And they say he can't do things, and they don't let him in. It's almost like that's the equivalence of this is a whites only faucet. Like you go to the hood, you go to the shelter, you go somewhere to go battle, and they say nah, this ain't for honkies. Like, bro, that is crazy right there. That's like going to a restaurant, right? And it's a whites only restaurant. Somebody show me how that's different. Tell me how that's different, bro. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. And blacks are allowed to do it because of history, right? They're allowed to do it. It don't mean you're allowed to do it. I mean, they get away with it and they're allowed to do it, and certain people won't hold them accountable. But me, I will. I call it out every time I see it. It's a double standard. It's disgusting too. It's even more disgusting knowing what your peoples went through for you to reenact those same actions of the enemy, right? Those racist, people who enslaved your people, for you to reenact what they do, for you to take on what they do, instead of taking on what your ancestors did, instead of acting like how your ancestors acted, instead of being that way, you took on the behaviors of your master. Ain't that wild? But anyways, that's for another day. But he said I went AWOL like what my back was up against. That was a fire follow up. But AWOL, like in the military, you go AWOL, so he said an AWOL, so it's another cool homophone. But he said, but don't tell me about struggle. I like this part because he gets into the nitty gritty. Don't tell me about struggle, bitch. I lived it. I like the way I was 5 or 6 when the first time I got my hind end kicked. Like the way he said that. Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie jumped me and took my tricycle. I don't know how he said that part. I gotta let it play.
Tell me about struggle, bitch, I lived it. I was 5 or 6 the first time I got my hind end kicked. Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie jumped me and took my tricycle. And I don't know if I would call that white privilege. Yeah, but I get it, how it feels to be judged by pigment. Besides getting it from both sides of the tracks, but I swore I'd get them back, even if it meant selling my soul to get my revenge. And thought of a scheme and it got me to thinking if I could believe in myself, I could probably achieve it. That's part of the reason I do all my talking with Ink. And as long as I'm breathing, I gotta smother me, beat him. But God, with a heart of a demon, go at him and I'ma get even like I'm in the garden of Eden. I'm about to go off of the deep end, cause evil is calling, I'm already seething. And
I'm leaving heaven. I'm leaving heaven.
Hey, that hook slaps now, bro. Just because how deep the lyrics are, how crazy the message is. Like, the hook slaps, bro. It slaps. He said something about, I'm going to go at him, like, I'm going to get even, Garden of Eden. Y'all know I pick up on those biblical bars, but, dog, that joint slap, bro. That joint slap. I can't even let that hook finish. I got to play that last part again.
be judged by pigment. Besides getting it from both sides of the tracks, but I swore I'd get them back, even if it meant selling my soul to get my revenge. And thought of a scheme and it got me to thinking if I could believe in myself, I could probably achieve it. That's part of the reason I do all my talking with Ink. And as long as I'm breathing, I vow to I smother me, beat him. But God, with a heart of a demon, go at him and I'ma get even like I'm in the Garden of Eden. I'm about to go off of the deep end, cause evil is calling, I'm already seething. And
I'm leaving heaven.
Ooh, bro, that was one of my that's one of my favorite M finishes. As far as like 8-bar setup for a finish in a verse, that's got to be up there. We got to talk about that because that's important. The first 4 bars coming into a verse, how to start a verse, how to leave a verse leading into a hook. That's a skill in itself. And Eminem's one of the best when it comes to that. Bro, when M leaves his verse into a hook, it's like he thinks about that. He's like, I gotta end this properly. So some people just end a verse on a hard bar, whatever the case may be. But he ends it on a hard bar, of course, but also just like it's all about the anticipation. Like he lets it build up. Like you see how the way it was building up, and I'm gonna eat him, and I'm gonna eat him, I'm gonna eat him, I'm gonna eat him. Like he's doing all that as the thing. You could just feel the beat just building up, and then boom, it's like it lands perfectly for that chorus. But he said, I swore I'm gonna get back at him, even if it meant selling my soul to get my revenge. What? Thought of a scheme and it got me to thinking if I could believe in myself, I could probably achieve it. That's part of the reason I do all the talking with Ink, and as long as I'm breathing. Like, that's crazy. He has to slide right into that next bar because when he goes from talking with Ink, it doesn't rhyme with anything else, obviously, but there's an it rhyme structure right there. There's an it rhyme, and he just rolls that Ink into the and. So the Ink into the and gives it the thinking. Ink and, you know what I'm saying? So and he said, thought of a scheme and it got me thinking that if I could believe it, I could probably achieve it. It's part of the reason I do all my talking with Ink and, like Ink and reason, like achieve it, thinking, like all those things are slant rhymes. You know what I'm saying? They don't rhyme, obviously, but they're all slant rhymes. He makes them rhyme. Eminem always makes these things rhyme. You know what I'm saying? That's easy for him. As long as I'm breathing, I vow to outsmart him and beat him. A god with a heart of a demon, go at him and I'ma get even. Woo, dog. Like I'm in the Garden of Eden. I'm about to go off on the deep and the evil is calling. I'm already seething and I'm leaving. That's crazy because like the whole scheme, when you think about it, just matches the vibe of the song. It matches the beginning. In the beginning when he mentioned, what did he say in the beginning? I forgot what he said in the beginning, but he said something in the beginning about, I'm going to hell now, right? Something like that as he's shoveling. But also just, I'm like leading all that into all the biblical terms he's talking about. The evil, Garden of Eden, demon, God, Adam and Eve, All that, bro. That's fire. It's fire. And then it just, I'm leaving. Like the buildup was crazy. That's one of my favorite like outro verses Eminem has ever done, ever. Like that's one of my favorite right there, dog. And I'm gonna hear it one more time.
As I'm breathing about how I smother maybe. Thought of a scheme and it got me to thinking if I can believe in myself, I could probably achieve it. That's part of the reason.
And it's a whole different flow too, by the way.
I'm talking with Ink, and as long as I'm breathing about how I smother me beat him, but God with a heart of a demon, go at him and I'ma get even like I'm in the Garden of Eden. I'm about to go off of the deep end, cause evil is calling, I'm already seething and
I'm leaving heaven.
Wow, this album, this you know why this album's so good, bro? Because he has these type of songs on there. This is like having "I'm Sorry Mama" on here. I mean, it's not obviously he's not talking about his mom or whatever, but like it's like it reminds me of "I'm Sorry Mama." It doesn't sound anything like it. Don't get it twisted, but it's as personal almost. You know what I'm saying? It's almost as personal. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. I mean, he didn't even talk about his mom on here. He's talking about how he came up, the pigmentation, what he went through, the racism, bullied. That's the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? He still reflects. He still harps on those things. He doesn't let go of those things. He was 5 or 6, and he still remembers that. This man is in his mid-50s talking about what happened to him when he was 5 or 6. That's how much of a stain it left in his brain, what he went through. And that's why he's part of that 1%. You got to go through everything he went through and make it out on the other side. But not only, that's what I was going to finish saying, not only making it out on the other side, but then becoming successful, becoming rich for doing something you love, which is hip hop. So you conquered everyone. You conquered your mother, you conquered the haters, you conquered the bullies, you conquered all the racism, you conquered hip hop, and then you conquered the freaking world, dog. He is the #1 selling best rapper ever, dog, and it would never get touched. It would never get broken. It's crazy how you have to go through all of that just to be alive, right? But then he takes it even further. He used all of that as fuel, and that's why he's the greatest ever, dog. Not just the greatest rapper, but he's the greatest like rapper person. I think he has the best freaking personality. He's like the purest person. He has the most pristine reputation amongst his peers. Like Eminem is the pinnacle of rap and hip hop, dog. The pinnacle, dog. And he has the most hip hop story. That is the most hip hop story you'll ever hear about in your life. The man battled from poverty, right? Battled his way. I'm talking about battling in Detroit, battling in New Jersey, battling in New York, in Brooklyn, man. Talib and Mos Def said they saw Eminem on street corners battling dudes, ripping dudes' heads off, just running through them. Chino XL was there. All these dudes were there. Like, he used to just rip through dudes in battle. So, in Brooklyn, in the streets of Brooklyn somewhere, going all the way to LA, beating all those dudes, getting second place at the end, right? But at the end of the day, like, he battled his way to the top, made it to LA where the Infinite album fell into the hands of somebody, fell into the hands of Jimmy Iovine. I was watching that Defiance one DVD, something like that, and then Jimmy Iovine just left it in his garage. Dr. Dre came over, they looked through it, they found it, and then whatever. And that's how, and you know, the rest was history. But like, he battled his way, though. It's just crazy, dog. It's crazy. But let's keep it going, man. Let's see what this third verse is about.
I'm leaving heaven. Angels won't find me. Where I am going.
Okay, so while Macklemore was keeping his room nice and neat, I was getting my ass beat twice a week, looking for a place for the night where I could sleep. Flipping sofa cushions open, just trying to see if I can find some change and scrape up a bite to eat. If denying me, find a couple dimes a piece. 25 cents each, you get us a bag of chips. We'd be glad to get even if we had to split. We do backward flips, looking back at it. I think that would fit with the definition of not having shit. Couple that with the fact my mother was bad shit, pop was a sack of shit. Yeah, he died, but I gave half a shit. Yeah, which brings me back to the dear old dad that I zero had since a year old 47-year-old scab. Just to hear them words, ear piercing, like my earlobe stabbed with a needle for an earring. Should I feel upset? You were dead to me before you died. Me, tear no shed.
Oh, he's going in. He's going in.
At your funeral, had your coffin draped with a hero's flag. Where the fuck you were at when D'Angelo done hurt me real bad? At the Rio Grande, never meet your grandkids, fucking coward.
Damn, bro, hold on. I don't think I've ever heard M talk about his dad. Like, I mean, mentioning him on Sorry Mama, but I don't think he's ever dedicated a verse to this dude. This might be the first. I'm telling you, bro, this is like I'm Sorry Mama right here. Like the whole thing wasn't about his dad, obviously, but now he's really getting into it. Like, he's going in right now on his pops. And his pops died, right? Is that what he just said? I remember seeing in the tabloids that his pops died or something like that. All right, hold on. Let me run that verse back now because he's getting into like some real personal stuff that we've never heard. And this is probably his best album, bro. This got it. Is it? I just want to know. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Is this his best album since like the Eminem show or something like that? Is this better than Recovery? Better than Marshmallow's LP 2? Marshmallow's LP 2, forget about it. He was rapping his freaking mind off on that one.
I can find some change and scrape up for bites. nice and neat.
Angels won't find me.
Play straight through. Play straight through.
Okay, so while Macklemore was keeping his room nice and neat, I was getting my ass beat twice a week, looking for a place for the night where I could sleep. Flipping sofa cushions open, just trying to see if I can find some change and scrape up a bite to eat. If denying me, find a couple dimes a piece.
I know what
From
that's
dimes
like.
each, you get us a bag of chips, we'd be glad to get. Yeah, even if we had to split, we do backward flips.
Oh
Looking
my
back at it,
God.
I think that would fit with the definition of not having shit. Couple that with the fact my mother was bad shit, pop was a sack of shit. Yeah, he died, but I gave half a shit. Yeah, which brings me back to the dear old dad that I zero had since a year old 47-year-old scab. Just to hear them words, ear piercing, like my earlobe stabbed with a needle for an earring. Should I feel upset? You were dead to me before you died. Me, tear no shed. Should I have made a mural at your funeral? Had your coffin draped with a hero's flag? Where the fuck you were at when D'Angelo done hurt me real bad? At the Rio Grande,
D'Angelo,
never
baby.
met your grandkids. Fucking coward, only gut you had was from your stomach fat. I couldn't see your ass going to heaven, so I'm asking for a pass to go to hell so I can whip your fucking ass. I hate that I never get to say I hate you to your face. No coming back from where I'm going. Sky is dark, my soul is black. Hand on the shovel, dig with the blade of it. Then I stamp on the metal, vendetta to settle. Tell the devil,
I'm leaving heaven.
yeah.
I'm leaving heaven.
You know, I should dig your motherfucking ass up just to spit in your fucking face. Holding my baby pictures up like you're proud of me. Fuck you, bitch. You know what? Maybe if I'd have had you, I wouldn't have went through half the shit I went through.
Hey, if you would have had him, you might not have been Eminem, dog. So, gotta thank him in some type of way.
So I blame you. Or maybe I should say thank you. Cause I wouldn't have been me. Yeah.
Woo! Okay, Skylar.
So I'ma let it go now. Rest in peace, cocksucker. See you in hell.
He said, I'm asking for a pass to go to hell. What he said? To vendetta to settle, tell the devil, I'm leaving heaven. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. Okay, let's go. Yeah. This is like, to me, this is the equivalent. I'm not saying it's better, but this is the equivalent to like, I'm sorry, mama, dog. This is like what this is. It was about, it pretty much is about his pops if you think about it, because he's talking about everything he went through. Literally, he went through that because he didn't have his pops, right? Or a pops, right? He didn't have a pops to protect him from all these things that happened to him growing up, including his mom, right? Mom was batshit, right? But pops, I get, he gave half a shit. So like, technically, this whole thing could be about his pops and what he went through, right? And now he's leaving heaven to go down there. You feel me? And because he feel like, well, he said, I don't see you going to heaven. I couldn't see you going to heaven, so I'm asking for a pass to go to hell, so I could fucking ass, right? That's dope. But he said, okay, so I don't know what this line is about. He said, so while Macklemore was keeping his room nice and neat, I was getting my ass beat twice a week. That could just be like Macklemore might have grew up, privileged, I guess, and just like in a suburban neighborhood and just, pretty well off. That could be, or it could be a reference to Macklemore. M's crazy like that, bro. M's crazy like that. I'm not saying this is this case, but like, this could be a reference to a Macklemore lyric or a song. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I doubt Eminem listens to Macklemore. Eminem said that thing about Frank Ocean, and I didn't think he cared about Frank Ocean, but he had mentioned Frank Ocean's song, the lyric, the album. I think it was on the Stand 2. I forgot what Stand 2 was called. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It's on Marshmallow's MP2. It's the second part to Stand. But bad guy. So like I thought that was weird, but I guess Eminem just be paying attention. So while Macklemore was keeping his, but at the end of the day, he's comparing him, how people be trying to throw his name in there. Like J. Cole did it on Fire Squad. He had mentioned Eminem's name, and Crooked I didn't like that. Crooked I was like, yo, don't mention Eminem's name with them, right? And I agree. It's like, come on, J. Cole, that was to me that was corny. And then J. Cole went on not Hot 97. Breakfast Club and tried to clear it up. He said, oh, you just read the tabloids and, blah, blah, blah. You just read the titles. I know you didn't. Or you listened to the lyrics with the tabloids in mind. Bro, why'd you say it, dog? Why'd you say it? Because you meant it. You said Eminem, Justin Timberlake, Macklemore, and what was the other person? Iggy Azalea or whatever, right? And he was like, he's a white people that, he said, look around, white people that snatch the sound. Like, that was corny to me. That was corny. But, J. Cole's definitely a lefty, though, for sure. But he said, So Malcolm was keeping his room nice and neat. I was getting my beat twice a week. Like he's basically telling you, I don't come from the same world as him, so don't compare me to him. He said, looking for a place for the night where I could sleep. I love this whole flow right here. He said, flipping sofa cushions, just trying to see if I could find some change and scrape up a bite to eat. If the 9 and me find a couple dimes a piece, 25 cents each, get us a bag of chips, we'd be glad to get that even if we had to split, we do some backwards flips. We do backwards flips looking back at it. I think that would fit with the definition of not having right? Couple that with the fact my mother was bat-ish, Pops was a sacker-ish. Yeah, he died, but I give half a ish. Okay. He said, yeah, which brings me back to my dear old dad that I zero had since a year old, 47-year-old scab. That's just like a 40, so I guess he's like 40 something right here, right? Oh, 47 probably. And that's just like, well, not technically 47, because if his dad left him when he was like 1 or a few months, I don't know. He's just comparing it, like basically that's how old that scab is, that scab wound of his pops leaving him. He said, just to hear them words ear piercing. I like this whole scheme he did. Like my earlobe stabbed with the needle for an earring. So you stab your needle with an earring, obviously that's an ear piercing, obviously. But also, it's ear piercing to hear. That's how do you explain that? It's something that hurts to hear. You know what I'm saying? It hurts to hear that he died, but I give half of it. But it don't hurt to him. it don't hurt to him though, right? And he's like my earlobe stabbed with a needle. He said, should I feel upset? You were dead to me before you died. Me, tear no shed. So he just explained the part I was trying to explain. So he said, should I have made a mural at your funeral? Had your coffin draped with a hero's flag? Like he's being sarcastic now, right? He said, where the F you were at when D'Angelo done hurt me real bad at the Rio Grande. But he said, I think he just said grand. Never met your grandkids, fucking coward. Only gut you had was from your stomach fat. So D'Angelo Bailey, fat kid who acted obnoxious because his father boxes. And every day he shut me in the lockers. One day he caught me in the bathroom while I was pissing and had me in a position to beat me into submission. I love that song. Brain Damage. There you go. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. He said, never met your grandkids, fucking coward. Only guts you had was from your stomach fat. Called him a coward, saying he had no guts from his stomach fat. I couldn't see us going to heaven, so I'm asking for a pass to go to hell so I could whip your fucking ass. He said, I hate that I'll never get to say I hate you to your face. No coming back from where I'm going. Scar is dark, my soul is black. Harder than the shovel. Dig with the blade of it. Then I step on the metal, vendettas to settle. Tell the devil I'm leaving heaven. Fire. And that was it. So towards the end, he was talking crazy, man. He said, I wanted to spit on your face. That's pretty aggressive. That's pretty aggressive. So I would equivalent this to the I'm sorry, mama. What y'all think about that? I would say it's something like it. You know what I'm saying? It's not exactly I'm sorry, mama. But even in I'm sorry, mama, he talks about his struggle, his upbringing. He doesn't talk about his mama the whole time. You feel me? But eventually he gets to it. You know, predominantly he talks about his mom. Predominantly, everything's always predominantly white, predominantly black. Where does that leave me? I guess that leaves me in the middle of predominantly both of them. I think if I hear that word again, I'm screaming.